got a little bit sidetracked, but we're back at it, talking more Bears, finishing off this list. I'm not going to let the sidetrack take away from us finishing this list. So today we are talking about number 6 on the list for the 10 most important Chicago Bears of the 2022 NFL season. And it starts right now. Now, if you are new to the channel, please like the video. Please subscribe to the page. We do talk Chicago sports daily on this channel. It's the only channel talking Chicago sports, how Chicago talk. So make sure that you get in tune with us, man. So number 6 on my list is the one and only, and I know a lot of people come at me for my take on running backs and things like that, but you got to give credit, especially with this style of play, to the man David Montgomery. Now, of course, a lot of people are going to put David Montgomery higher on this list, but for me, right, I'm looking at David Montgomery as a player who is a dog on the field, is somebody that can dominate, but also Khalil Herbert's behind him. It's still my running back issue. Y'all know what it is, right? But here's the thing for me, right, with David Montgomery, especially with the style that the Bears are planning on playing this season. He's going to be very key to that, especially with the additions that the Bears have made to this offensive line, because that's still going to take some time to gel, right? You're hoping that through training camp and preseason that does come together perfectly. But David Montgomery's got to be that guy who's been here, who's been successful, who's been that go-to guy for the Chicago Bears on a consistent basis. But now you're going to get the most run you've ever gotten since you've been on the Chicago Bears team. And so it's very important that David Montgomery it comes in very conditioned, comes in very ready to play, and I'm already sure that he's doing all those things right. But when I look at what this Bears team is going to be, the offense is going to be David Montgomery. The offense is going to be on that running side of the football. The offense is going to be attacking, ground and pound game, and even a lot of stuff out of the backfield where Justin Fields is just dropping it off to him, trying to make a play that way, right? So I'm excited to see what David Montgomery's going to bring to this Bears team. I'm very sure, right, that David Montgomery still is going to give you that same production, if not better, right? Because he's getting more run than we've seen him give. But at a minimum, you already know he's going to be that guy that's going to be tough to bring down. He's going to be that guy that's going to get the Bears the extra yard. And I think this year he's going to get the opportunity to get a lot more of those tough yards than we saw. Remember last season, how many times were we begging Matt Nagy, why are you taking out David Montgomery on 4th and 1? Or why are you passing on 4th and 1? Or why are you not pushing him through to the end zone on 4th and 1? Right? Like all those things that we continue to argue about, he's going to have an opportunity to do this season. And this is a contract season for David Montgomery. While I may not agree with paying running backs, the Chicago Bears may feel like you got to keep a guy like David Montgomery in the building. And so it's going to be interesting to see kind of what their philosophy is on it as this contract situation comes down. But it does not change the importance of him for this season. He's going to be a major piece to what the Chicago Bears need to do to get wins in this season. And so he's number 6 on the list. Now, before I continue with the conversation today, I do want to know how you guys feel, man. Let me know in the comments below. I'll be down there talking with you as well. Do you feel like David Montgomery should be higher or lower on this list? Let me know. So what are my expectations for David Montgomery, right? I mean, here's the thing about David. I know he can be, I should say, 1,000-yard rusher. And I think this season he's going to get the opportunity to do that. The thing that I'm looking for from David Montgomery the most, now outside of the 1,000-yard rusher, I think, what are we saying, 6 or 7 touchdowns, right? Based on how much they're going to use him. I think Khalil Herbert will get some opportunity at that as well. But just the amount that they'll use him, I think that's a good number to put on David Montgomery. But here's the thing for me, right, where I feel like the Bears are going to need him most. Whether you believe in this wide receiving core or not, David Montgomery is going to be a weapon out of that backfield. That should be have the ability to be a pass catching weapon and another option for Justin Fields to have at that dump down position. We know, right? Like there's going to be a lot of underneath stuff. There's going to be a lot of bubble screens, a lot of outs, a lot of stuff like that, right? So a lot of opportunity for David Montgomery to catch the ball as well. And I think that's the thing where the Bears are going to need him most this season. Whether you believe that we have good wide receivers or not, the underneath, the dump off, the option, especially for a young quarterback to have that option to continuously go to, is something that is very big in the development of his game. And so I think that's something where I really want to see David Montgomery step up this season. And on top of that, right, continue what he's done. He's been a pretty good blocker in his time here in Chicago. I'm hoping with the offensive line changes, you won't have to use him that much in that situation, but all the help that Justin Fields can get on some of those block plays where somebody gets through and stuff like that, those are going to be so key. And I think that David Montgomery is the perfect kind of back to do that. And for that reason, he is number 6 on my top 10 most important Bears for a successful 2022 season. As always, man, I want to know how you guys feel. Let me know in the comments below. Do you think he should be higher? Do you think it should be lower? What do you think his game should be coming into this season? I'll be down there talking with you as well. As always, man, it's your boy, Pat the Designer, back at it again to continue watching our Chicago Bears content or continue watching this list. Click the links on the screen or check the links in the description below. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Peace.